Call this beat Will Smith, cause it slaps hard. Hear it not when I pull up on your boulevard.
We got a question in the chat, and the question is, what books do you recommend for introverts to improve their emotional intelligence? Oh my God. I gotta say that, for me, well, there's a plethora of other people. Like, obviously, I want you to go to my website and buy my books and buy my programs. I don't specifically, however, have a book currently on emotional intelligence. So, but I will say this. I grew up when I was in my 20s and I was trying to figure all this stuff out. And there was a great guy who's not deceased now. He died in 2020, but his name was Doc Love. And Doc Love has a book called The System. And it's basically what he calls the dating dictionary. And it's literally all the phrases and things that women will say to you and actions that they'll do that actually mean these various things. He called it womanese. So he would be like, if a woman says, oh, I'm fine, it means it's not fine and that you need to ask me again. If she says, oh, it was nothing, it means it was a big deal, like stuff like that. So in the course of that book, though, he really delves deep into the female psyche and about the various things that women do, what they respond to, and why they look at men a certain way when they do certain things. So that book's good. Corey Wayne's 3% Man. I've been a big fan of Corey Wayne's. I've been coaching about as long as him. And so his 3% Man book is actually really great because he really goes into like the ins and outs of, what the feelings that we have when women do certain things, why we feel those things, and then what's actually going on in a woman's head when she does those things. Because here's the thing. Ultimately, again, those books are great, but ultimately the best thing you can do is really gain more clarity into why it is that women move the way that they do. And really, more importantly, like the thoughts behind them, because the way men and women interpret how the other one acts, I find in my research and in my experience, is completely different. Like, for example, you go out with a woman, you text her, and she doesn't text you back right away. Like, what the deal? She must be having other suitors. She has other guys that are in her box. And it could very well be she had to go to a funeral, or her phone went out, or she was in a meeting when you text her. But we're thinking all these bad things automatically. And so the more you're able to understand women and how they function, it'll cause you to have less anxiety. And when you have less anxiety, you can start to think about things from a more intelligent space. Because beforehand, it'd be like, well, she's doing this thing because blah, 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 blah. Versus, wait a minute. She told me that she had finals this weekend, and that she was going to be busy. Obviously, she needs time to do that. So she's not texting me as much. I should be able to understand that and give her a pass on that. And as guys, we just get so in our feelings about stuff. Like, I know, we're not supposed to be the more emotional ones, but guys really do get in their feelings about she's not texting me, she's not calling me, there's not as many hookups, she's not seeing me every day like I want her to. Like, we get in our feelings and think about all these things, which is all ultimately tied to our ego. We're constantly looking for validation and proof that this woman wants me. And in the process of that, we're not able to see, but wait, if I'm being emotionally intelligent, why does she need a break from me today? Why does she need to go hang with her girlfriends versus me tonight? Why does she not want to go to this particular food spot with me, even though we go here all the time? And now she thinks she doesn't want to go. What's up? Like, we need to get more knowledge about that and their motivations of things, so we're not looking at it as like a personal thing if they're not acting the way that we want to. But hopefully, like I said, The System's a good book, and Corey Wayne, 3% Man. I'm starting to put out more eBooks this month, so I'll eventually get to a book about emotional intelligence at some point. I've always been a person on some level that's been able to see something from other person's perspective, and that really is like the biggest thing, is that when you're able to start. Here's what I've realized, and being in relationships and being able to date for a lot of years and stuff like that, is that a big mistake most guys make, honestly, is when we're interacting with the person in front of us. It's that whole thing of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We look at that other person as a different entity. When you're in a relationship, if you start looking at you and her as a we, then you will do things that is in the benefit of her as if you were doing it for yourself. So again, go back to an example of like, she says, hey, my girlfriends are in town and I want to hang out with them tonight. So we had a date established, but I know we had a date planned already, but like this girlfriend of mine's only in town for tonight. And so I want to go. Now, a guy that's not emotionally intelligent and is not thinking about this as a we thing would be like, but she promised me first and how dare she? And she's canceling. A guy that's more emotionally intelligent and thinking about a we thing would be like, you know what? If I had my long lost college friend coming to town for one night, as much as I love this other person in front of me, I don't get to see this other person every day. I'd really want to see them. And so I would want her to give me the same grace to be able to do that. So I can't now turn around and say, my feelings are hurt because you want to see this other person, even though we had a thing established, because you know what? In the grand scheme of things, she's going to see me tomorrow, but she won't see this person every day. And I think if people did a better job of that, then they'd be able to start really being on a more emotionally intelligent plane with the person that they're with, because they will take it as like, I'm going to treat them as if they're a second version of me. And in a relationship, it's all about we. You guys become bonded, you become one person. So you got to treat that person as good as, if not better than, you would treat yourself. That's really the answer. But hopefully that helps you out.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high class man. You a high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class.